Evening, everyone. I'm Curlon, and tonight we've got another MWO comp match. This evening it is going to be North America Division B. This is the third week match. It will be 228th Death from Above versus the Smoke Adders 373rd. As you can see, I just got pulled into lobby. We're going to be doing things a little quicker than normal this evening because following my match with these two teams, we've then got EMP versus MS hosted by Toaster and Saruman. That if we can get this done in time, we'll be on the main MWO channel. If not, they're going to be on MWO Leagues too, so that we don't cut this match off. So, as noted, this is a Week 3 match. So, we're going to start out on Tourmaline Desert. We're then going to move to Caustic Valley. After that, we've got a map ban. They're going to be picking from Alpine Peaks, River City, Rubellite Oasis, Terra Therma, or Viridian Bog to do the last two drops of the evening. So, give you an idea of what we are looking at. Turn that on. We're going to turn that off for the moment. Drop 1, Terra Therma. We start out with the Big Mechs. 575 to 625 tons. Full Conquest. So if you were familiar with Battle for Midway earlier, where only 3 of the 5 cap points were legal, all 5 are legal for this format. From there, drops 2 and 3 are going to be on Caustic Valley. We lower the tonnage, 350 to 375 tons. And for added fun, we ban lock-on weapons. No ATMs, no streak SRMs, no LRMs. This is a domination map. Each team will get a crack at being on each side of the map, just in case there's any potential bias in the starting positions. That eliminates that worry. Once those 3 drops are done, the teams will go through a map ban process to determine what the final map of the night will be. We then do 2 more full conquest drops on the chosen map. Teams are allowed up to 480 tons. There's no minimum. The only restrictions at this point will be that teams only get to run 3 mechs in any given weight class. So you won't see an 8-man light drop, as entertaining as that would be. So this is where we'll be starting out for the evening. For those of you not familiar with Tourmaline Desert, it is a nice hot map. Lots of strategies are viable. I'm expecting to see both teams starting out with some range and position control, hoping to set themselves up with a 3-cap control situation, at which point they can then sit back and force the other team to act. Inevitably, it's going to turn into a brawl. Question is, who's going to survive the brawl with their faster mechs intact? Early game kills on lights can very quickly shift this gameplay for one team. So, see how that plays out. Standard caveat. Just about every time I try and guess what's going to happen, I'm wrong. So we'll see what the teams do. In the meantime, we are waiting for teams to form up. Give me a moment here. Part of the fun of this is essentially this is herding cats. There are a lot of us spread around the world, only talking either via in-game chat. Some of us are in Discord, etc. So it's a little challenging to get everyone on the same page doing the same thing. So I'm going to ask for a little bit of patience on that front. And like I said, on the flip side also, we're going to be trying to ram through this quickly so that we can get both matches for you. No interruptions. So, see, both team members have figured that detail out, so hopefully when they're ready, we'll get things rolling. Just checking my notes. Okay, invite is sent to the second team. So once we get everyone in the lobby, we should be able to do this fairly quickly. So while we wait, if you notice above, in Division B, and you probably notice the second team has shown up, 228th Death from Above is 1 for 1 in Division B. They're currently sitting in 4th with 35 points. Smoke Adders, unfortunately, have not won yet, so they've got 2 losses. However, 32 points. So when they're losing, it's not blowouts. They are still hanging in there and collecting points. So at this point, we've got 228 at 4th, Smoke Adders tied for 5th. So this could be anyone's match tonight. Okay, and thank you for the input on my voice. It'll just throw a little bit more gain at the problem. I appreciate feedback like that. And Chimera brings up a good point. There will be giveaways tonight. So I've got some mech bays. The way you get in on giveaways, you be active in chat. Alright, in the meantime, Team 1 has locked. Just waiting for Team 2 to figure out where they want their pilots to be in the dropship. They'll lock next, and we will get this underway. Quick review of the map settings looks good. Okay, Team 2 is locked. Let them know that I, as the glorious spectator, am ready to go whenever at their pleasure. Okay, there's the map loading screen. What say we switch into this? Scenic terra firma with its dilapidated wrecks. Lovely weather conditions. Great place to take your friends and family for vacation. And we are just waiting on someone to connect still. There we go. Alright, let's see what people are bringing. For 228th, we've got a linebacker, Direwolf, Spider 5V for maximum capping, couple maulers, linebacker, third mauler, and a blood asp. Put some immediate contact in between Epsilon and Theta. As 228's mass sets up the firing line to meet the Smoke Adders, who are bringing Phoenix Hawk, Mad Cat, Fafnir, Blood Asp, Black Knight, Annihilator, Black Knight, and another Mad Cat 2C. I'm disappointed Mad Cat is not in a Mad Cat. Unfearing already down to 58%. He did not fare well in those initial trades. Meanwhile, 228 looking fairly healthy.
We have possession of Kappa. They've taken Epsilon.
Bulk of 228's mass is going to Epsilon. We've got one 228 unit capping Theta. We've got a light fight going on at Kappa. I'll watch the fight at Epsilon here for a moment, then go check out the lights, see what they are up to. Linebacker not quite committing. Phoenix Hawk realizing this may not be the best place to be, backing out of there quickly. Trading strikes. Linebacker goes down, and that was not in this area.
Kappa is under enemy control.
Shift over here. Okay, so it was not lights at Kappa. Theta still not claimed yet. There we go. Cap Spider grabs Theta. Meanwhile, we have still got a trading battle over here at Epsilon. Smoke Adders very beat up. Unfearing down to 38%. Hide Your Kids 58%. Strikes beating up Invictus. Seneschal nuclear weapon looking good. Brazilic in the Mad Cat 2C down to 41% using the crater for cover. Let's back this up a bit. Unfearing staying low, looking to sneak shots when he can without exposing. Meanwhile, Smoke Adders have definitively taken over Theta now. Have a 4-man push with some weight. There. Mad Cat goes down for the Smoke Adders in that trade fight, while this mass works to sneak up on 228's left side. McGraw gets a kill in as the Smoke Adders begin their push from the side. Victus with the Mauler. I think he smells blood, so hoping to grab Unfearing. Rest of 228 has pushed forward. Unfearing is ignoring what's below him, getting some pot shots on him by Good Try. Lawrence beat up. Got a good little brawl going here. Was 2-on-2, it's now a 3-on-1 as Smoke Adders wrap around the corner. McGraw takes out the Dire Wolf. It was an entertaining fight, but hard to show because we've got things going on all over the place. Unfearing, and every time, there we go. That time I was there for the kill.
We've captured resource point Sigma.
Right now, it is 4 caps to Smoke Adders 1. And they've got a cap lead. But kills are slowly grinding away 228. They're responding for the most part, but looking at the health numbers does not look good. Now it's a 3-on-5, 3-on-2. Invictus is down. We're down to the lone spider. Smoke Adders do have the Phoenix Hawk with some speed. The game now is, can Seabiscuit in that rapid cap spider control cap points long enough to capitalize on the point lead they've built up? Got Theta, but Epsilon has been uncapped. Not going to bother trying to go for Epsilon given the mass that Smoke Adders have there.
They've taken Epsilon.
It's interesting to me that he's sticking around Theta. He finally breaks off, but not straying far. Two ER mediums. Still got most of his armor. He trying to bait the Phoenix Hawk into a fight? Smoke Adders have still not flipped Theta back to their advantage. They're getting Sigma now. 500 tickets to 200 tickets, and we're going to be even on cap points in a moment.
Enemy forces have Sigma.
Finally, they get a unit on Theta. Back shots
Theta
on
is controlled by the
Seabiscuit.
enemy.
I believe that's a Blood Ass coming in. Yes. Try and support Good Try. Seabiscuit, meanwhile, doing what he can with just 2 medium lasers. About to be a 2-on-1, which is not going to work for him. Now 3-2 cap points. Oh, and he gets Phoenix Hawk. Nicely done. 3 versus 2 cap points, but ticket count wise, I don't believe this is enough yet to lock it in for Smoke Adders. Biscuit backs off. Going to lose Kappa. Smoke Adders spreading their mechs out. He's going back to try and harass that Blood Asp, which is at 55%. Both torsos open. He drops a torso, halves his weaponry. If you can get the other torso, that's one less mech to worry about. You can get that cap point flipped back. Mad Cat's doing what he can, but this is not an easy fight for a slow, heavy mech. Meanwhile, another Smoke Adder is moving in position to try and assist. Mad Cat doing a good job just keeping that cap point from flipping. Ticket count still favors 228. This is now a 2-on-1 fight, and McGraw is in decent shape with machine guns. That's going to be dangerous. I said that was a Black Knight earlier. I apologize. Those are Black Lanterns. Seabiscuit wisely decides to break out of there. Black Lantern is pursuing.
Kappa is under enemy control.
Slowly wearing him down. Back is open. Still has good front armor. No one's on Theta. 4-1 cap lead for Smoke Adders. Look at how fast that spider flips the cap point. Now that he's taking incoming fire, he can't flip the cap point, but he was able to decap it. I think that was a mistake by McCrawl. I think he should have stayed on there and gotten it back. Oh, he legs the spider. So, in this case, the aggression was called for. Takes out Seabiscuit. Now, he needs to get on Theta. They've got another unit to decap Gamma. Smoke adders are going to just squeeze this out.
Theta is controlled by the enemy. The enemy has capped enough resources. We've failed.
724 to 750. Well played, gentlemen. Get you the fancy stats here in a moment. Ahem. I said the fancy. Thank you. Get you the fancy stats. Drop back into lobby. Do some quick accounting. So, quick look at the numbers. Good damage on 228's side. Seneschal and Invictus both cracking the 600 damage mark. A decent spread from there. On the Smoke Adder's side, decent spread of damage as well, with McGraw in the Black Laner dropping 719, Madcat 3050, the Blood Apps dropping 759. And despite strikes flying, team damage was limited on both sides. What you like to see. So now we're going to switch to Caustic Valley. Game mode is now Domination. We don't switch sides. And just because not everyone is 100% familiar with the maps, this is what we're going into. Few different strategies. You can try and do a brawl rotation this way, brawl rotation this way, and this works for either side. Or you can push straight through the middle you want. There are places for both sides to set up. Back here, and here. If Team 1 wants to go control, Team 2 similarly can set up on the ridges and try and do a control game that way. We've got options. And a sale, roughly halfway through the season. I believe there is one division that actually is going 7 weeks due to the amount of teams in it. So, meanwhile, we're just waiting for 228 to lock in, as they are Team 1 for this drop. Good bit of banter going on in chat between the two teams. So one thing to bear in mind, teams are allowed one hero mech per drop, and they're also limited to using a given chassis a maximum of 3 times across the whole evening. So this forces some variation in the play in addition to the tonnage restrictions changing. This keeps pilots from getting too comfortable in their favorite mech. So looks like 228 is ready to lock. I suspect smoke adders will be pretty quick to adjust and lock in after. And then after this drop, I'll throw a mech bay into the masses and we'll see who walks away with it. 9:21 local time, so we're not that far off schedule, which is good. Again, as noted, at 10:30 we've got another match, hopefully on this channel, but we will not cut this one off if it goes long. 228 has locked in. So you'll be able to see some Division A action after this, if you stick around. And smoke adders are locked. And we got a little bit of a snafu. So if this takes too long, we'll do the mech bay giveaway now, but I think they'll get this sorted fairly quick. Both of these teams seem to have an idea of what their plan is for the evening, which is what you like to see. That means that they spend some time beforehand actually going over things, planning it out. But again, herding cats. So in the meantime, if you've got a guess as to what we're going to see, now's the time to call it out and look like a hero in chat. Okay. There's the right tonnage, so I am not going to break away. We're this close to doing an early giveaway. Alright, once again, 228 is locked. Smoke adders do one last shuffle in the drop deck, or in the dropship. Those window seats are fought over. Just need one more person to lock in. Okay, we have green on both sides. Let's get this match underway. Caustic Valley domination. Let's do this. If you thought Terra Firma was scenic, just look at that water with blue flames coming out of the ground, the sulfur yellow sky. It's gorgeous. And who doesn't like a volcanic caldera? Once again, just waiting on that last person to connect. There's the music. So, once again, we're going to start with Team 1. Currently 228. We have a Nightgyre, Mistlings, Nightgyre, Flea, Wolfhound, Dragon, and this is where I gotta cheat because I do not remember. Huh, well, that's interesting. Thanks, PGI. Not gonna tell me what the mech type is. Meanwhile, Smoke Adders are bringing an Assassin, Roughneck, Arctic Wolf, another Assassin, another Arctic Wolf, Black Lantern, Bushwhacker, and a Vulcan. Smoke Adders have very quickly pushed right up to the Caldera. Could try in the Vulcan, peeking, seeing what 228 is up to. 228 has eyes via UAV, but are holding more back. Draven up in one of those nice control points. Bulk of 228's mass. Sitting back, waiting to see what Smoke Adders are going to do. Smoke Adders are balled up nice and tight. That strike did some good damage on Frelizek. Assassins get bold with the Arctic Wolf. Got a one-on-one. Wolfhound versus Assassin. Meanwhile, the other two charging straight into the mass of 228. The Grawl. Black Lantern takes out a Nightgyre 228. Seneschal is getting focused hard and drops. The Smoke Adder Brawl is in effect. And Wolfhound is going to be next. Now, they're going to split focus. Seabiscuit, the Mistlings, hoping to get some back shots, but it looks like Lawrence Elsa is getting the bulk of it. Yep. Next down. Seabiscuit, however, manages to get a kill in. But Pyrrhic victory, he's quickly dispatched. We're down to 3 228s left as the bulk of Smoke Adder's mass comes up at them. Crimson Shadow and the Assassin comes in from the side. 228 was able to get a kill as the mass approached. Trading kills. We're down to 2 228s. Stranger Come Knocking is getting focused. The Brawl and the Black Lantern. Good try in the Vulcan. 2-on-1 after eating a strike. Down to 48%, and down he goes. Meanwhile, Ravencult in the Flea, doing his job and holding the circle. Not going to be lonely for very long, though. Smoke Riders have a UAV up looking for him. Raven is not under it, however. Working the edge of that circle. Got it down to 32 seconds. Smoke Adders massing up to go across and straight into him. Airstrike coming in, as you can see the smoke trails. Vulcan versus Flea. And there's a leg for Draven. That's not good. Vulcan is now going to have an easy go at it, trying to get that last leg. Draven does his best to shield it. Good try, is not able to pop it yet. Unfearing coming around with the Roughneck to finish the job.
The hostiles are taking control of the target.
Excellent performance by Smoke Adders that time. They worked the brawl brilliantly. So it'll be interesting to see how 228 responds to that as we flip sides. There's the quick stats. There's your pretty stats. I'm going to go quiet a minute. I've got to do some paperwork, and then we are going to shift to the giveaway. If you've been active in chat, you will be in the drawing. If you haven't been active in chat, get noisy now. Alright. See how many people have been active. And this is on a 5-minute delay. So if you just started chatting now, you'll have to wait until the next giveaway. Meantime, we've got 81 people active, including bots. I'm going to start the animation. As the instructions say, this is pretty simple. If you win, whisper Curlon TV on Twitch, I'll send you the code. If you don't whisper me, you don't get a code. Okay, congratulations, Protellus. You are the winner of a fabulous mech bay. Whisper me on Twitch after this set of drops is done. I will get you a code for a mech bay. Meanwhile, let's go back and see what our teams are up to. Lobbies have been flipped. We should be good to go here shortly. And the fun, exciting dead air of me doing some bookkeeping in the background. So, we are currently waiting for Smoke Adders, who now get a try at this from the Team 1 side to lock in. We just watched them do a brilliant push. I mean, they basically, so 228, as I suggested, held back, waiting to see what the Smoke Adders were going to do. Smoke Adders said, we'll keep this simple. We're going to do one big mass. We're going to charge into you and pick one of you at a time for the brawl. And that worked. The question now, do we use the same tactic in reverse, or do we change things up? And because I Oh, we have a connection issue with one person, so we've got a little bit more time. Let's go back to look at those stats. I didn't get a good chance to really look at them. On the 228 side, damages were depressed, although Mistlink was able to drop 485 damage under Seabiscuit's piloting. That's good to see. He also did 97 team damage. Didn't catch when that happened. That sounds like a misplaced strike to me, which, given the brawl that was going on, that is the danger of strikes in close combat. Looking over to Smoke Adder's side, damage is also similarly low, and what that tells me is the Smoke Adders had very good focus fire. So instead of everyone spreading their shots around and having to just peel the armor off everywhere on a mech, they were focusing components and getting the kills quick and efficiently. So good on them. And Unfearing with 94 team damage, Midge with 58, so yeah, the strikes were flying fast and furious in that brawl, and sometimes you get your friends instead of the enemy. But they were able to ride it out and come away with the win. So this is now 2-0 in favor of the Smoke Adders. 228th Death from Above is not out of it, though. They're going to have 3 more chances to get the overall win. And as noted earlier, this is not a winner-take-all system. So even just getting one drop in gets them points and is worth fighting for. So you never want to throw in the towel early in this system. So, seeing as I was given some lovely info about 228, let's see what they told me. So, Death from Above is one of their internal teams that works. Originally a development team, but has now pushed their way up to Division B as the team has gained experience. So you've got a mixture of returning players, players who've gotten the competitive itch for the past year or two, and some that this is their first time giving comp a go. Seabiscuit is the captain. They've gone through, and I've actually got individual player stats, which we'll get to later, because right now both teams have locked. We're going to go to a match. Second drop on Caustic Valley. This is drop number 3, 350 to 375 tons. Domination, no lock-on weapons. Well, let's see what happens. Assuming the game connects and loads. There we go. And as was pointed out, that's not water, that's liquid sulfur. Doesn't that just make you want to go for a swim? Back to the caldera as we await the dropships. Protellus, I see you're active in chat, and I apologize for butchering your name. I'll get the code to you, no worries.
Fleet command coming in. Capture the target area and engage any hostiles.
Alright, so looking at Team 1, Smoke Adders this time. We've got a commando, notoriously tough little bastards to kill. Arctic Wolf, Sun Spider, which surprises me to see in comp, but apparently they are working. Uziel, Assassin, Quick Draw IV4. I want to see what his loadout is. Still sporting MRMs. A little interesting to see how that plays out. Vulcan, and another Uziel, looking at 228. We have Hunchback 2C, Piranha, Victor, Hunchback 2C, Panther, Panther, Victor, and a Piranha. 228 has set up on the ridge. Piranha's doing circle duty. Hunchback and Victor's slowly stomping their way up. Meanwhile, Smoke Adders have once again balled up. They've got a Sun Spider, piloted by Unfearing, staying back, doing distance control. But it looks like they're getting ready to shove in again. And I think 228 is ready for it this time. 228 is much more balled up on the other side of the caldera. If someone called NASCAR, racers have started their engines. We have rotated halfway around. Will we get a complete orbit? Smoke Adders right on the edge of the caldera peaking, while 228 being a bit more conservative, utilizing the jump jets on those Hunchbacks and Victors to peak, waiting for a sign that Smoke Adders are making their charge. Hunchback 2C O's, dual LB20s. Variation on the delete button build, LBs instead of Ultra AC20s. They have definitely decided to expect a brawl. Meanwhile, Smoke Adders have decided they're going to rotate back around. Strike on Mad Cat. He is easily able to get out of there in time. Unfearing doing some trading. 97%. Not really getting beat up yet. We have reverse course. We are now attempting to rotate around the other way with the Smoke Adders. 228, meanwhile, has pretty much decided that this ridge is the power position for their build, and see no reason to move off it yet. Smoke Adders starting to push in, trying to use height to pop some shots down on 228 and get them to back off the crest. Strike doing some damage on 228. Mad Cat's down to 68% in that Uziel. Biscuit down to 80% in his Panther. Commando getting an SRM shot in there. Nuclear Weapon in the Victor, 84%. Stranger Come Docking, 82%. As the Quick Draw is getting some MRM fire in. Do see AMS on at least one of the Victors though, so that Quick Draw's effectiveness is far reduced from what it was earlier in the series. 228 very effectively has moved up into the caldera and pushing around the edge. Not letting Smoke Adders bait them into an open ground brawl like last match. Hide Your Kids down to 48%, however. Hunchback's getting beat up. Vulcan at 51%. Unfearing gets the first kill. Taking out Stranger Come Knocking in the Victor. That's a decent chunk of mass down for 228. Lawrence trying desperately in his Piranha to make something happen. Not able to do it. That's both Victors and a Piranha down for 228. Smoke Adders managed to take out Unfearing in a Sun Spider. And we're now into a proper brawl. X dropping left and right. Unfortunately, this is once again going for the Smoke Adders. 228 was not able to counter. They're not out of it yet. Smoke Adders now in pursuit of the two remaining Smoke Adders. Draven in the Panther. Way off course. Seabiscuit and his Panther sticking to the circle, trying to keep that clock from counting down, while getting beat up by a Commando, an Assassin, 2 Uziels, and unfortunately 4-on-1 is not a fair fight. Seabiscuit drops. Now, the only thing that Draven can do with that Panther is keep shots going into the circle and hope he can whittle them down, but the lights of the smoke adders are on him. Clock is ticking down. He is not able to get shots from low ground, and that light pack is about upon him. Trying to get shots in. Smoke adders not charging straight in. Preferring to keep him at a little bit of distance while they whittle him away with SRMs. And now it's going to be another 4-on-1, but the clock ends it before they can take him out. Another well-played match by the Smoke Adders. They're very effective at working the brawl, although 228 this time did make them have to wait longer before getting that push rolling. Get you some pretty match stats. Now, we take a quick look at that. And yes, each team is allowed 1 hero per drop. That's new for this year. Alright, so we're going to jump straight over to the map ban. Let's see what the final map is going to be for this evening. We're going to be going back to Conquest on this. 480 tons. Okay, 228 bans Viridian Bog. Smoke Adders immediately ban Alpine Peaks. So we've seen River City, Rubelite Oasis, and Terra Therma. Rubelite Oasis seems to be popular. Terra Therma goes away. On Smoke Adders, decide what map they don't want to see and what map they do at this point from the choices of River City or Rubelite Oasis. And it is going to be River City. I'm going to go back to the map stats, or match stats, so we can see how this played out. Let's look at the numbers. For the Smoke Adders, Unfearing and that Sunspider dropping 554 damage. Decent spread. On the 228 side, Seabiscuit and his Panther dropped 340 damage and was the high damage for the team. Everyone put in decent work across the board, but Smoke Adders were just more effective that round, following them up and picking them off. And Nuclear Weapon with the team damage award for the match at 47 on 228 side. So, we're now on drop 4. We do not switch sides, so Smoke Adders will be team 1 for this drop. We are on River City Conquest. So, your points to pay attention to on this map. Spaceport up here. Great spot for overwatch and trading. Conversely, Epsilon is your counterpoint on the Team 2 side. Rock Garden is a fun area to brawl in. Don't think we'll see that much of that there. Theta is going to be the focus very early on. You're going to probably see lights from both sides make a rush to that cap and then break off quickly. Problem with Theta is it's visible from both sides. It's very easy to get picked off from if the other team is watching. So I don't expect much activity at Theta until the mech counts drop on both sides. Kappa will be interesting to see if Team 2 spends a light to do a back cap on it. It's a bit of a run, and it's a risk, because if Team 1 anticipates that, they can send one or more units in hope of cleaning out Team 2's light that way. We've seen that earlier in this series. It'll be interesting to see if there's a push for Kappa. Generally speaking, the two teams tend to try and go for a 3-cap control, as you do with Conquest. Typically, it's either an Epsi Theta Sigma setup for Team 2, Gamma Theta Kappa for Team 1, but I have seen some teams manage to shift quickly from the Team 2 side and pull off a Sigma Theta Kappa control scenario, using the cities as their choke points to slow down the enemy push into them. So it'll be interesting to see what strategies the two teams bring. So far, Smoke Adders have demonstrated they're very good at the brawl game. But now that we're on Conquest instead of Domination, balling up as an 8-man is not necessarily as good a plan. We'll see how this plays out. And currently, I only see 7 Smoke Adders in the room. Suspect we've got a pilot rebuilding a mech, so I like giving stuff away. I'm going to do the other mech bay giveaway. Got 102 of you active. Let's see which one of you wins a mech bay. Baharian, congratulations, you've won a mech bay. Follow the instructions on the lower right corner of the screen. Whisper Curlon TV via Twitch, and I will get you a code. If you don't whisper me, I won't chase you down. After 24 hours, the code goes back in the pool, I give it to someone else. So again, we've got a little bit of a pause on the Smoke Adder side. And excellent, I've got a Whisper from our earlier mech bay winner. He will be getting a code. I much prefer to see them going to people than sitting in my inventory. I see a full team for Smoke Adders. They have locked in. 228's turn to rearrange themselves in the dropship. And I'm showing it is 9:55. We have 2 drops to do. So I will get confirmation shortly, but I believe the EMP versus MS match is going to start on NW Leagues 2. 228 has locked. If that's the case, open another Twitch window, and you can get competitive mech action in stereo. We are dropping. And here we are at River City. I don't see what the attraction is. You've got all these buildings and construction everywhere. Some of them are on fire. It's no terra firma. Teams having a little fun, sparring back and forth in chat. The infamous, only available to PGI, perma-hovering dropship. There it goes. Alright, well, let's take a look at Team 1, Smoke Adders. We've got a pair of Fleas, Mauler, Piranha, Nightgare, Warhammer, Madcat 2C, and another Mauler for the Smoke Adders. They've chosen to drop 4 on Spaceport, 1 in the middle, 3 off to the side, and they got 2 immediately going for that Kappa cap. So this is going to signal to 228 that they've got mechs there. Don't bother wasting a single unit there. For 228, we have Madcat 2, Javelin, Mistlink, Madcat 2, Arctic Wolf, Javelin, Nightgare, and another Madcat 2. So you will not be seeing Madcat 2s again for 228. Sending both Javelins into Theta. Meanwhile, the Flea for Smoke Adders was there and got it initially flipped for the Smoke Adders. But as noted, this cap point is visible from just about everywhere, so Seabiscuit was able to decap it. Strike comes in. Oh, that takes him down to 78%. Excellent strike by the Smoke Adders. At the moment, they're not able to authoritatively take Theta. Meanwhile, the lights have pushed up onto the side of the Citadel.
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
Draven finally gets Theta for 228. 228's mass, meanwhile, is high in the city. And actually, they're straight out of the gate sending their 2 Mad Cats across the water. They're going to brawl into the Smoke Adders. Lovely. Strike going in for 228. Mad Cats begin their march up onto Spaceport, where they are going to meet Unfearing, Brazelek, Kevster, and Mij. The other Smoke Adders have come across the water with them. The Piranhas are underneath. Piranha and Flea. Kevster, 55%, getting focused hard by 228. 43%, 38%, 37, 36. Shots continue to fire in. Ultra autocannon fire, ripping him up. He finally gets behind. Or nope, he's still in front of Unfearing, just trying to rotate around, get something between him and those 228 mechs. Finally drops Invictus and the Nightgire with the killing blow.
Kappa is under enemy control.
228 took some heavy damage to get that kill though. Invictus down to 52%, 49%. Invictus takes out the Mauler. Stranger come knocking, trading with Unfearing and Krazelek. Getting the cap point. This is now a 4-1 cap lead for 228. The Flea beating up on the bigger mech. Trying for a back shot. Auto AC fire into the barrier. Strike goes out. He's got to get out of there, otherwise he's going to get collected in it. Nice strike by the Flea. Smoke Adders are not out of this yet, despite 228 putting a good hurt on them to start. Light fight between the Flea and the Mistlinks. Lawrence sees an injured Mauler and ignores him as he's sticked. Krazelek is sticked. That's why he got ignored. Nuclear Weapon, meanwhile, is getting beat up by 2 Fleas. No one available to help. Here comes Lawrence to try and take some pressure off him. Light's running around underneath. Strike on Nuclear Weapon. Lands, but is not enough to pop him. He is on his own. Seabiscuit taking that one. 228 Nuclear Weapon. Drops. It is 3-on-3. We have a Mistlinks versus Warhammer. Lawrence Elsa comes out the victor of that fight. Draven and Seabiscuit take out Mad Cat and his Flea. It is now 2-on-2. Mad Cat going slow, possibly legged. Lawrence takes him down. It is down to just the Mauler. Tickets are heavily in 228's lead. Or in 228's favor, sorry. 228 is going to take River City unless a miracle happens.
They have resource point
That Mauler is not quick enough at this point as he flips Kappa to get this match back. So even if 228 doesn't get to him and get the kill, ticket count is going to put this in favor of 228. Kralizak doing the right thing once he was sticked, switching to cap mode. But unfortunately the rest of his team did not hold up long enough for his effort to save the day. Draven being rude, putting a strike on a sticked mech like that. Taking pot shots. And there's the match. A win for 228. That was well played. 228 basically said, we're not going to do the trade game with you, and instead pushed across the water, smashing the Smoke Adder setup and getting him in a little bit of disarray, and that was just enough to flip it in their favor. So, I will get you some pretty stats. Meanwhile, the teams will be flipping themselves in the lobby as we get ready to do this again. There we go. OBS is fighting me a little bit this evening. So, while the teams rearrange themselves, looking at the damage on the Smoke Adder side, Crimson Shadow with top damage for the team, followed closely by Unfearing, 593, 570. With good damage numbers across the board for the Smoke Adders. On the 228 side, Invictus in the Night Gyre dropping 689 damage. Well done, sir. 524 by Stranger Come Knocking, and then a good spread from there. Graven doing 322 in the Javelin. Giggity Giggity Goo doing 342 in the Mad Cat 2. Good spread across the board. Gonna update the scoreboards, get us back to the lobby, and get this last match in. And I have not seen a notification that the next match has started yet, so they may be giving us a moment to finish this one. Meanwhile, 228 has locked. Waiting for Smoke Adders. So the series is now 3-1 in favor of the Smoke Adders, but 228 is not going out of this without collecting some points. Yeah, let's take a look here at chat, see what you're all up to. No coffee pasta? Come on! What's the fun of chat if you're not going to spam me? Meanwhile, I still do not have a whisper from Valheron. If you're not a bot, and you want a free mech bay, you've got to whisper me on Twitch, Curl on TV. As I said, I'm not tracking you down. Bring the map up here for a second. That was beautiful. We got to watch the 228 mass just steamroll across the water and into Gamma and wreck the Smoke Adder's day. But now tables are turned. Both teams have locked. Just waiting for 228 to push the go button. We'll see what Smoke Adders learn from that match. We know they can brawl. Let's see if they opt for it. Last map. Series is currently 3-1 in favor of Smoke Adders. But they just got their nose bloodied by 228. See how they respond. There's some 228 love in chat. Excellent. So, here's the scene of the crime from the last match. See what they bring for us this time. Okay, that's an interesting glitch. Alright, looking at Team 1. This time is the 228th. Death from above. We have a Wolfhound, Annihilator, Javelin, Arctic Wolf Prime, Piranha, second Annihilator, third Annihilator, and Hunchback 2CA. Turning around, looking at the Smoke Adders, we have a Flea, Mad Cat 2, Piranha, Piranha, Mad Cat 2, Mad Cat 2, Marauder, Marauder. Both sides get their early caps. There's Kappa and Sigma. One cap for each. 228. Don't know if they're going to set up or if they're going to grab the cap and move off that position. 228 is the first to Theta, and this time Smoke Adders don't appear to be contesting it. Got a Flea off on the left, keeping an eye on things. Piranha as well. Well aware they're on Theta. Strike out. But, well, Lawrence collects a shell. So 228 was able to get some damage. It is now 3 caps to 2, 228's favor. Smoke Adders moving up through the rock garden, which tells me they're not going to stick around the upper city. They saw what 228 did, and I think they like that strategy. Autocannon fire flying in both directions. Krelzik in the Cat 2 is the first guy out, and therefore he's the one getting focused hard down to 63%, 62% as 228's Overwatch is brutally ripping him up. Smoke Adders have decided they're going to push in both sides up onto Spaceport. Got a light fight over here with Nuclear Weapon deciding to get into the fray as well, hoping to smash one of these lights with a good volley. Lawrence Elsa takes out a Piranha for the Smoke Adders. That's an early light loss for the Smoke Adders, not a good sign. I can smell the gunpowder from here with all that autocannon fire. And rack fire. Shells flying everywhere. Stranger Come Knocking is now getting focused hard with the Piranha looking to capitalize on every open component, but is not able to finish him off yet. Mech down for both sides. Smoke Adders starting to lose players. 228 is being pushed to the edge of Spaceport, but holding control. Meanwhile, we've got Piranha. Thought he was going to take on Unfearing in his Madcap, but that was not a good fight for him. 5 versus 4, still 228's favor. Cap's favor 228 as well. Graven getting back shots on Crimson, who's just letting him have them. Unfearing with the team kill. That does not help the Smoke Adders any. Nuclear Weapon down to 27%, walking away from the fight. Is he sticked? He is sticked, so he's going to meander off in hopes of possibly getting some caps. Crimson Shadow drops. We've got a 4-on-1 versus Kevster. He is not long for this world, but trying to do what he can. And it is down to Unfearing as he walks up the hill to present himself. The 228's remaining mechs. Save for Nuclear Weapon, who's off at Theta. Unfearing is not going down without getting some damage in. As these poor mechs wolfpack him and take him out. Second win for 228, so apparently River City is a good map for them. But well played by both sides. So I'm going to flip you over to the pretty stats for that match, and then we are going to get off channel quickly to let the other match get rolling. And I'm going to kick OBS after this. On 228 side, your top damage goes to Hide Your Kids and Hunchback 2CA. 684. 2 mechs above 500. Nitrox and Seabiscuit, both in lights. Meanwhile, on the Smoke Adder's side, your high damage was Kevster and the Marauder at 630. And there you have it. Series goes 3-2 for the Smoke Adders. There's your final scores. I'm Curlon. This has been a Div B match. Stand by for Div A, coming up shortly, as your night of MechWO action continues.